Welcome back. It is finally springtime. A lot of us are going on vacation. Travel is great. It helps you relax. But one of the bad things about travel, of course, is the travel itself. So whether that is by plane, train, car, however, it's often a little bit cramped, a little bit uncomfortable. And then of course, sometimes with the timing, it can make us really exhausted if you're traveling at weird hours, maybe if you're traveling across time zones. All of these things are not excellent for your body. And so sometimes what happens is we're so excited to go on vacation, we reach our destination and feel like absolute garbage. So I'm going to give you guys 5 stretches to help you feel a little bit less like garbage when you are traveling this spring. So the first one I've got for you is a classic, the downward dog. So downward dog, hands underneath shoulders here, fingertips nice and spread. You'll tuck toes under, float the butt up here, and then press heels down, look back toward the legs here, tuck navel in, and just feel that beautiful stretch there through the backs of the legs all the way down to the calves. You can always go for a little walk here. So if you want to add on to it, there's so many ways to modify this. That can feel excellent for tight hamstrings if you've been sitting for a while. For the lower back, I really like to take knees, tuck them into the chest, and then press back from there. I find that absolutely magical for my lower back. So you can try that out. If you want to make it more of a core exercise, you can go forward to plank, and then back to that downward dog, maybe even taking that waving motion. So there's so many ways that you can play with the downward dog to really make it your perfect stretch. And it's good for so many reasons. So like I said, stretches out the backs of the legs, it gets the back, the shoulders. Another thing that's great about it is that it is an inversion. So head is below the line of the heart, which sends some blood to your head. So if you are really exhausted, if you've had one of those late night flights, it's going to give you a little bit of a perk up, and it's going to wake you up so you can go and enjoy your vacation. Number 2, another classic, the cat-cow. So like I said, if you have been traveling, I think by airplane especially, airplane seats are the actual worst. They never have any lumbar support. I always have to put a blanket underneath my lower back just to give it a little extra support. So you're gonna need a little lower back stretch. So starting from hands and knees here, nice neutral spine. You're just gonna inhale, drop the lower back down, lift the chest, press shoulders down, and on the exhale, tuck it up and in, chin comes to chest, push the floor away from you, and then just keep going there. It's such a beautiful stretch. Anytime you have lower back pain, this is always the one that I go to. And of course, you don't need to be traveling to enjoy these. This one is really great in particular for people who work at desk jobs where you're sitting for long hours. If you are working a desk job, another recommendation, get a big Pilates ball to sit on. Good choice. So that's the second one. Number 3 is a low lunge. So, like I said, hips will also get kind of upset if you are sitting for a long time because they're in a constant state of flexion. So we really want to release the hips so that we don't get that strain or pain in the lower back. So low lunge, nice basic one here. Just make sure you're stepping the foot far enough forward that the knee does not go past the toes and that heel stays down. So you can just sink into it there, really using the breathing. Maybe bring a hand behind. Give that hip a little press forward. Of course, do this on both sides. And again, there are lots of ways that you can play around with this one. So if you wanted to give the quad a little bit more of a stretch, you could reach hand back, find the top of that foot, pull it in. Whoo, hello. You could also take a twist with this one. So touching one hand down, you would twist toward that front knee, reaching up. And then you could also go for a back bend here. So reaching arms up and over as you press the hips down. So lots of different options, but really nice one, especially at the end of the day. I think
Stretching out your hips before bed, for me at least, really helps me sleep better. I feel more comfortable, and it just gets out all the stress from the day. So really great for all of those reasons. Stretch number 4, another one of my favorites because I have very tight shoulders. If you also have tight shoulders, or if you've been carrying a lot of heavy bags. So when we travel, we're laden down with all this stuff that we probably don't really need, but we bring it anyway. And then if you're sitting in that plane seat, again, with your shoulders kind of hunched forward, all of this gets so closed off, it gets so tight. We start to feel it in the back of our necks. So really good one for opening that up is the extended puppy. So knees are gonna be about shoulder distance apart, butt is gonna stay right over the hips. Hands will just walk forward here, and you're just going to melt the chest down toward the mat. So beautiful stretch here. You can have the forehead down, a little bit more intense to look forward between the hands. And if you have a bit more flexibility in the shoulders, you can pop the palms up, come on to the fingertips. So just a little bit of extra space there. I absolutely love this one though. So nice for tight shoulders, feels amazing. So you'd take a few breaths there and then release. And my final stretch, number 5, is my favorite one. I know it's probably a lot of your favorites as well, and that is the classic child's pose. So child's pose, great for absolutely everything. It's relaxing, so if you're feeling a bit stressed out, it actually really relaxes you a lot to be in that child's pose. It stretches the lower back. You can stretch the hips with it. You can get into the shoulders. It's so great. It's so multi-purpose. You can't ever do it enough. We're doing it right now. So child's pose, you can have the knees about hip distance. So kind of basic child's pose, just melting down here, reaching arms long. Lots of ways to play with this again. If you want to get into hips a bit more, feet together, knees will just go a little bit wider and then melt down there. You can get into the obliques by walking hands side to side. And then you can also get into the shoulders a little bit more by keeping elbows down, taking hands together and pressing down there. So many ways to go about it, but just really relaxing there. You can just let the forehead hit the mat, really connect with the mat there. And if you just start off your vacation with one of those, you'll feel so much better, I guarantee it. So much less stressed after that horrible, horrible travel. Hopefully it's not that horrible, but so much more ready to enjoy your amazing vacation. So I hope these stretches help you guys out a little bit, and I hope that all of your vacations, or even if you're staying at home this spring, I hope that you have a great time enjoying the nice sunny weather. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.